Okay, this is my 1968 Toyota Crown. This is an Australian built Toyota in 1968. It's an MS55B model, which means that stands for MS55 is the model and B stands for manual, which is a 3-speed on the column with electric overdrive as a 4th speed. As you can see, it's been fully restored, and I've had this car for nearly 20 years, probably 20 years. I have some lovely little headlight embellishers on there with the blue dots, which is from an American speed shop. They're actually a motorbike thing, and they're actually something from the 50s, but I just think they suit this style of car. They slot straight over the brackets that hold the little chrome embellisher that holds the lens in. These lights have also been converted to quartz halogen H4 lights, so they're very bright, a lot stronger than what the old ones were. You can probably see they're quite distinct. They also have a blue tone in there, so that's all very good. Lovely chrome and that on this car. It's everlasting, very well built. Some nice chrome driving lights there with the chrome backs to suit. They haven't been wired in yet, but they still look pretty good. Here's the engine. This is a 2.3 6-cylinder overhead cam, originally designed by the Japs in about 1964. These cars also came out in a 4-cylinder, a 1.9 litre. Australians didn't like it because they were used to 6 cylinders, so the Japanese decided the 6 was the way to go for this size car. It's a very basic type of car for its era, very similar to a Holden but a lot more luxurious. It's just got your standard single clutch and brake master cylinders there. There's no power assisted or anything, but you could get power assisted on them as an optional extra. Very easy to work on. Everything's right in front of you. Big engine bay. You know, you've got your alternator down there and your water pump there and your fan there. Everything's just bolted on, and it's very easy to play with. A very sturdy sort of car. Lovely big air cleaner there. The coil sits over there. You've got your distributor down there. This has got a Lucas distributor on it, which is actually an English one, because the Australians back in the 60s had a high quota for Aussie parts in their cars that were built in Australia, and this one was given a Lucas distributor, which, if anyone knows anything about distributors and Lucas, not a nice combination. So I am going to put a Japanese Nippon Denso distributor on this, which is a much better. It has an octane regulator on it, so you really fine tune it. A bit like a radio, I guess, that gets a bit of static in it, and then you can fine tune that radio and get that static out. You can't do that with this distributor. The timing is set, and that's pretty well much it. There's no octane regulator for fine tuning, but needless to say, it still runs very well. So that's sort of in there. You can just see I'll just pop the bonnet down. This has got a lovely 1960s chrome embellisher on the bonnet, which a lot of people said, oh, that's off a Cortina, but it's actually not. As we go to the back of it, I don't know if you can see, but it does have a Toyota logo on the back, so it is a genuine Toyota accessory. This has got lovely wheel caps, of course all metal back there, no plastic, fantastic. They're actually off a deluxe version. The deluxe version was the imported version, and the Australian ones are a little bit different, but these are a much nicer looking cap, and I've got heaps of spare ones, so I've decided to put those on. Inside the car, at the moment it's got no seats in it because I'm doing the interior, but what I've done is I'm actually converting it to a deluxe. So what I've done is I've put new headliner in it, and it's got the extra pieces that go across the doors. You can see where the grip handles are and the seat belt. That's an extra part the Deluxe had. Deluxe also had these lovely stylish lights in the back, which I've wired into this car as well on both sides. And you've got your vents up there, your light there. The back window's out at the moment because I've been working on tucking all that around and making it nice and tight. It was a bit of a job, and then I sort of realised that once I took the bows out, I'd buckled them, or not buckled them, but taken the tension out of them, so I re-tensioned them back up, and then they went up nice and tight. So just a look and learn type situation with that. The dash in this is quite stylish. I've always liked it. You've got your nice big gauge there. It's the sun shining on that. Let's put that in a bit better. Your fuel and your temp and your amp gauge. You've got your speedo and your trip meter. A lovely big 1960s clock. As you can see, it's still working beautifully, and which is typical Japanese quality. It's got a battery radio there, and then you've got a lighter and your fan and switches and things like that. I think back in these days it was all switch operated. Big round headlight switch. That's your switch for your overdrive. Ignition switch there. Big wiper switch over there. And of course you do have an indicator lever. I've put a set of extra gauges in this down the bottom just because the car is getting old. It's 44 years old. I've set some gauges up there. There's a oil pressure there, a voltmeter, and an extra temperature gauge, which the temperature gauge is not wide in yet, but it will be. Car's got new carpet, parcel shelf's all been redone, and all that sort of stuff. There's the lovely, if I can sit back here and get a bit of view, these are lovely 3-speed on the column transmission. I'll get that. It's locked in because the clutch is out. Clutch isn't. See if I can get that. There's your gears there. Steering wheel's in the way, but I'll move that around a bit. Very easy. There's your first. Straight up to second, and straight down to third. That's it. Reverses back, forward, and back up. Very nicely sprung column shifting these, not like Holden's where the linkages lock and you have all sorts of dramas with them jamming in between gears. This to drive is still beautiful. There's no vibration in the lever. It just springs itself up into second gear perfectly, just like that, and straight down. It's just a very nice gearbox, and they're bulletproof. They never seem to wear out. Steering wheel's quite stylish for the era. No metal on this. They started using plastic on this first model. Big steering wheel, 3 horn buttons there. Nice big heavy horns. What I'll do is I'll fire her up. It hasn't been started for a few days, and I'll just give you an idea on these gauges. If you can see that, I'll hold it quite steady. It's got fantastic oil pressure for a 45-year-old motor. Probably won't be able to see that, but anyway, we'll see if we can start it. You'll probably hear it. There it goes. It just goes up now. It's up around 80 when it's cold. You know, your amps or your volts there, it's spot on, about 13 to 14. So it's doing exactly what it should do. This car has an automatic choke, so it just sets the choke itself depending on the temperature using a bimetal spring, which is quite ingenious. And as that spring it takes air from the manifold, and as that spring gets hotter it closes off, so it closes the choke off. Inside, there it is. It's a very smooth engine. You can hear it. There's no vibration whatsoever. That engine is running. As you can see, smooth as silk. And it's just stalled. So maybe it's out of fuel. I know it's very close to being out of fuel. Let's have a look. The gauge is on spot on empty. So I reckon she's run out. But I'll just try and fire it again. I know there wasn't much in it. No, that's a pretty good indication that it's out of fuel, which is fine. But you've got an idea there of what it's like. The back, it's got covers on it everywhere. It's very dusty in my garage, unfortunately. The back is very nice. As you can see, the paintwork's in very good condition. Got those lovely retro Japanese tail lights, the Toyota badge, and that's got deluxe trim there, that grey piece. The standard ones don't have that, but I've put the deluxe on it. And your fuel goes in this little lovely filler here. Pull that down. It's a lockable fuel filler. So that's the car itself. There used to be a lot of these on the road. And the beauty about these Toyotas, this is a 2M motor, and the beauty with these 2M motors is they're basically all re-bored out from 1M right up to the late crowns with the twin cam 7M motors in it. They're basically the same block, same brackets and everything, so they'll bolt straight in. even a 1JUZ motor will fit into this, bolt straight in. So motor wise you can really soup it up, but I like to keep it original. Its engine's done 100,000 miles, just over 101,000 miles, and it's still very smooth, as you can see. And the gearbox is just, they're bulletproof, they never wear out. Beautiful transmissions. Very, very smooth car. It's different driving in a car like this on the open road, I can tell you. It's on a full chassis, and you can feel the quality and you can feel the comfort. That's what they were designed for. Nothing was spared as far as quality was concerned, with trim and beautiful stainless steel trim along there, which is in beautiful condition. So you won't get anything like this today. This 45-year-old car has no rust in it. It's very straight and very clean, very original piece of machinery, and I've had it for a long time, and I've questioned selling it and blah blah blah, but I've decided no, I'm going to keep it. It's a collector's item now, and I've done a lot of work to it, and it's